Welcome to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
Where we'll hang out and discuss all things fantasy football.
Go rock this thing, huh? Love you, man. Go get it.
We'll give our best fantasy advice, predictions, insights, and more.
Play our game. All right? Play hard, but stay poised. Get it done.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. The show starts with Devin, Rick, and Quinn right now.
And 3, and 2, and 1. And what is up, First fans? How are we doing this evening on a beautiful Friday night / Saturday morning?
A week away from Christmas.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close here.
Yeah.
You guys excited? It's the playoffs.
Yeah.
Week 15. You're either starting your playoffs in some cases, or you're in the second week of your playoffs.
Or you got the bye week.
Yeah, any of those things could be quite possible.
Yeah.
But we're here to give you our start sits for week 15. As usual, we will be doing our quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, one of each, back and forth, silly putty, whatnot. So,
All right.
here we go. Quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks. You wanted me to start?
Start us off with a
All right.
start.
I got Jalen Hurts as my stardom.
You're
Yes.
excited about that young man, aren't you?
I am. I was actually more excited about Jalen Hurts than I was about Baker or Kyler Murray.
Wow.
So that kind of tells you something, because I'm very high on Baker. I mean, he just looks so good in college, and last week against New Orleans, he actually looked really good as well.
Yeah, solid.
He's a rushing quarterback. He had over 100 yards rushing, which is actually something really, really nice for fantasy points.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, and it also goes to my last, the Wednesday video. If you haven't seen that, check that out. But it goes to that video where I said that I think Jalen Hurts is going to have more fantasy points this week than Kyler Murray. So, start him.
Wow, that's tall order, tall task. All right, I like it. I am starting Jared Goff versus the Jets.
Ooh.
Jets, Jets. The Jets have been pretty miserable. They have given up 2.5 touchdowns per game over the last 5 games, which bodes pretty well for Jared Goff, who likes to throw touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's got great wide receivers. The only drawback might be their running game is getting going, so they might run in some touchdowns, but I think they're going to score enough touchdowns to go around for everybody.
I would actually add on to that. I think the only downside that you're going to see here is they could get so far ahead like Seattle did and start running the ball out.
But if they get so far ahead, I mean, what
Jared Goff's still going to have like almost 300 yards.
Because last week, the Seattle Seahawks, they threw 4 touchdowns, but they didn't have very many receiving or passing yards.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean, you're still happy with 4 touchdowns. So hopefully you'll see that here from Jared Goff. I think you will. The Jets are also in a free fall. I mean, they're toast. So I think they've pretty much given up. And there you go.
Yeah.
So on to sits.
I like it. All right, I have Taysom Hill as my sit-em. I think this is going to be a very one-sided game, honestly.
Yeah.
I think Kansas City is going to destroy the Saints.
Now, before you say Taysom Hill, I have just got breaking news that says Drew Brees is going to start. Look at that face. He's like in disbelief. I was in disbelief too when I saw it, but yeah, they put out news that says he's going to start. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means he'll be in there the whole game.
Well, a lot of people are starting Taysom Hill right now. So if it is Taysom Hill, I would sit him. If it is Drew Brees, I'd still sit him.
Yeah, I think both those quarterbacks should have to sit for different reasons. But
and Michael Thomas is also out, so that's definitely a negative.
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a surprise for y'all.
Okay.
I'm going to say a sit 'em, but I mean, I think you guys obviously got to play him. But I'm saying this with temper your expectations. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
And here's why. The Broncos have only allowed 16 passing TDs all season. It's pretty minimal. John Brown is still out. The Broncos defense at home, I know there's no crowd, but plays pretty darn well against home. In fact, they held Mr. Mahomes to a pretty meager game just recently. And so I'm going to say temper your expectations for Josh Allen. Do I still think he'll be good? Yes, but I don't think he's going to be the top 10 quarterback. I think he's probably going to be somewhere in that 11 to 15 range.
Okay.
So
Well, I need him to go off because I'm in the playoffs.
a lot of people need him.
And I went against Justin Herbert, so I need him to go off. So I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, just temper expectations. Like I said, I don't think he's going to have a dud or anything, but I don't think he's going to have an explosive game. So
Okay.
All right, on to our running backs.
Running backs, stardoms.
Stardom's up.
You want me to start it?
Go for it.
All right, I got DeAndre Swift as my stardom.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. He only got 7 carries last week, and he had 14 fantasy points.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, most of that, about half of that was a touchdown. So that definitely helps, but I don't really expect only 7 carries from him this
No,
week. I
he should
expect
be
a
better.
whole lot more.
Yeah.
Near about probably 15-ish.
Yeah.
I expect a huge
I can
breakout
see
game
that.
from the guy.
I can see that. He's getting healthy again, concussion gone, COVID gone, all that good stuff gone.
And they're also against a pretty softish defense, Tennessee.
I agree.
Okay, what do you got?
I am, for the first time all year, fairly confident in one J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
People who drafted him early have been waiting and waiting and waiting. He's had a few good games.
Yeah.
But he's not had a breakout game.
And you think this is it?
I think this is going to be his breakout game.
Okay.
All I can say is
Yeah.
100 yards and 1 or 2 TDs. That's all I'm going to say. You take that for what it's worth. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, pretty good matchup, pretty soft matchup too. So,
I agree.
yeah,
All right.
I could see it.
Go for it.
My sit-em, I got Ezekiel Elliott against the 49ers. Finally, did you have him?
I've got Ezekiel Elliott. Woo! We hit a bingo, folks.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Prescott has been out, he hasn't really been explosive. He's been okay, averaging between 10, 15, maybe if you're lucky, 20 points. But against the 49ers, I mean, that's a pretty tough defense.
And he's injured.
Yeah, and he has a
That's
calf
not going to
injury.
help.
Yeah. I would only expect about 10 points from him this week. If you could
Yeah.
have another running back like DeAndre Swift or J.K. Dobbins,
Go for it.
I'd put it in over Elliott.
I agree.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah.
Great call on this one. So on to wide receivers.
Wide receiver starters. Why don't you start?
I will start then. I'm starting Brandon Ayuk versus
Ooh.
Dallas Cowboys. He's
Okay.
averaged 10 plus targets in each of the last 5 games, 495 yards and 3 touchdowns. This week, Deebo Samuel is out again,
Yeah.
leading Ayuk to be the number 1. And the way Shanahan schemes up stuff, he knows how to get those receivers the ball. And, they may or may not win the game, of course, but his receivers are going to catch some balls and get some yards. And Dallas is pretty much a terrible defense, and they give up a lot to the passing/catching game.
They give up a lot to everything, actually.
Yeah, that's true. They're just trash. So if you got Brandon Ayuk and you're
Yeah.
debating on him versus another receiver, go for it.
Okay.
Who you got?
I like it. I got T.Y. Hilton as my stardom.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Boy, he's been on fire, huh?
Yeah, he exploded the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Crazy. And only 41% of people are starting him right now.
Yeah.
So I would definitely...
You felt before unsafe. I mean, all year he's done nothing.
Yeah.
And then he had explosion game. And it's like, okay, he had explosion game, so you don't sit him. I mean, you don't start him because you think it's a fluke.
Now he's had 2.
Now he's had 2. So
And Phillip Rivers has a very juicy ending of the season matchups.
Yeah.
He's against Houston as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gravy. I like it.
Yeah. Last time he versed Houston, he went off. So I would definitely start T.Y. Hilton.
Okay, who you sitting?
Who am I sitting? I got Tyler Boyd
Okay,
against Pittsburgh. Yeah, very tough
Unfortunately.
defense. Yeah.
Boyd had a really nice season going until
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right.
He should be good. He should. Tyler Boyd should have a much better season next year, though. But
Yes.
for right now, Tyler Boyd really isn't startable.
Not really. I mean, if you got other options, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even in the situation, he had that one catch for 75 yards before he got ejected with the touchdown. So that still was good, but...
Yeah.
And then last week he had, what do you have? Decent amount, right? 4 or 5 catches or something, but at pretty low points, like 8 or 9 points or something. I just, you would be hoping to get a touchdown, and I'm with you. If you got other options.
I see Cincinnati getting at most 1 touchdown. This
Yeah.
game.
I mean, they're not looking good.
Yeah.
So. All All right, anything else you want to add to that? Or
No, I think we pretty much
Okay.
touched up on him.
well, I am sitting Devontae Parker versus New England Patriots.
He is questionable.
He is questionable, so you've got that injury risk rise. I mean, even if he starts, he could go in and that injury could flare up again. He could be sitting on the bench and you're hurting. New England seems to be able to stop whatever weapon you have, and I think he's the weapon. So I just don't see much happening for Devontae Parker in this game. You're hoping he gets that touchdown. The last few weeks, he's had that catch almost in the end zone for a touchdown, but he hasn't connected on it. So I don't particularly see one happening this week, which means it probably will. So I'm still not playing him.
Yeah, I got you there.
All right.
So on to tight ends.
Tight ends.
All right. You want me to start?
Go for it.
All right. I got Eric Ebron as my stardom.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of going with the Tyler Boyd. I just think it's going to be a very one-sided game. And Eric Ebron 2 weeks ago had 11 targets, and 3 weeks ago had 11 targets. Had a bit of an off week last week, but that's 2 weeks in a row very recently that he got over 10 targets in a row. I can absolutely see that again against a very soft defense like Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh's got something to prove this week, too. They're going against a pretty easy team. I think they get back on track and look dominant.
Yeah. At least scoring 45 points.
He meant 4 to 5 points. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so my tight end start is Evan Ingram.
Ooh.
Wow, huh? So they're versing Cleveland, who is the 31st ranked against the tight end.
Yeah.
So they've got some opportunity there. Colt McCoy will be your starter this week. He is hooked up with Evan Ingram last time they played for 8 targets, and I think he should be able to get 8 to 10 targets this week and a touchdown.
I hope not. I'm versing him.
But
I could absolutely see it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I said it, which will cause it to not happen.
That's two of the starters that I'm versing.
All right, on to tight end sits. I am sitting Austin Hooper versus the Giants. Opposite tight ends. One is going to go off, one is going to sit. Surprisingly, New York has been pretty good against the tight ends. They've only allowed 3 TDs all season to them. And I don't suspect Austin Hooper is going to be the 4th. They could get one from a tight end, but I don't think it'll be Austin Hooper.
I mean, they have Austin Hooper, they have Harrison Bryant and Njoku. They just have too many tight ends for you to just rely on one of them.
Yep. So you could probably sit them all, which you probably are if you're this point in the season. I don't think you made the fantasy football playoffs playing these guys, but you never know. So if you do got them, sit them.
Yeah.
All right. You, sir?
I got Dallas Goedert. I would sit Dallas Goedert this week going against Arizona. Arizona has a tough defense against the tight end position. On top of that, it kind of goes with Jalen Hurts, me starting him because he gets a lot of rushing yards. When you have a rushing quarterback, it's kind of hard to trust those receivers. On top of that, he was targeting Zach Ertz quite a bit at some points. I don't really see that declining. I don't see that inclining.
Yeah.
But I still see him continuing to target Zach Ertz, which is going to take away from Goddard's overall production. I just don't trust him.
You don't want to be with an untrusty tight end.
Yeah. I don't trust any of those receivers this week, actually.
Yeah. I mean, likely if you're playing this week, you've probably got one of a few tight ends. Kelsey? Waller?
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's probably it. So anyway, folks, there you have it. Our quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, start sits for week 15.
All right.
We appreciate you watching our show this evening or Saturday. And if you got any questions for us down below in the comments, fire away. If you got a start sit question, let us know. We'll be happy to get back to you, let you know, what's going on. Also, we're on Instagram, Twitter. If you got them there, fire them away there. Fantasy Football First or FF First. And so like our video, share our video, subscribe to all of our content. Turn on the notifications bell.
Notification bell, because that's the most important one right there.
Yeah, you get notified right away, especially in this kind of sensitive information environment. You want to know right away. I mean, if you watch this video next week, it ain't going to do you no good.
Also, the YouTube algorithm pays attention to the notification bell more.
Exactly.
So it helps us out.
You want to help us out, right?
Yeah.
Hit the bell. All right, so thanks again for watching. But the most important reason why we do all of this, which is coming up here soon, is to finish first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.